So, my name's Colton. I did my research project on hazing in sport. Hazing explained. The dictionary definition of hazing is the imposition of strenuous, often humiliating tasks as part of initiation to a program. To put it more simply, in the context of sport, which is what I'll be talking about, hazing is when a new player joins a team and they would be bullied in some sort of fashion in order to be accepted by their new teammates. Some examples of this might be somewhat on the lighthearted side, such as doing a team's laundry, singing a song, or making a prank phone call, just some kind of lighthearted bullying. But some cases of hazing can be on a much higher magnitude, such as being forced to drink alcohol until someone vomits, getting boiling hot water poured onto your skin, or like eating dog food. And then one might ask, why would an organization of teammates feel the need to initiate players in such a way? Psychological research says that even with all that, this question sort of arises, and it's kind of like, why do teams haze newcomers? The psychological research says that it brings the group closer together, it weeds out members of the group that don't take the process seriously, it keeps traditions intact, and it helps group members learn about each other, and it cultivates a shared pride. And then even after all that, another question arises, why does the individual that does the actual hazing to the victim still choose to follow through with it if he knows he's going to be embarrassing him or injuring him or whatever? The hazer receives benefits such as feeling a sense of pride for carrying out a tradition, feeling powerful because it will be kept a secret and he can do whatever he wants, type of thing. The hazer is promoting bonding amongst his teammates. The hazer gets a new teammate to go through what they had to go through. The hazer feels less angry about having to be hazed himself, and the hazer gets the fun of getting to humiliate and intimidate others. And even with that, the biggest question to me is, why does the victim agree to participate in hazing? The victim, according to psychological research, gets a sense of accomplishment for going through the hazing. The victim gets a sense of learning coping skills, learning how to deal with hard things. The hazee, the victim, gets to feel like a part of the group because they just did what everyone else had to do. The victim learns preparation of emotional challenges in life. The victim learns self-discipline. Hazing and legality. And there's a lot of hazing that goes on that no authorities ever find out about. And that includes police, coaches, bosses, whoever. Contrarily, there have been many hazing incidents where the secret gets let out and the parties involved have faced dire consequences. Hazing in many states is illegal. It's illegal in 44 of the 50 U.S. states. The only states that don't have an anti-hazing law are Alaska, Hawaii, Montana, New Mexico, South Dakota, and Wyoming. The law does vary from state to state. Most classify this act as a misdemeanor, with jail time up to a year and or a fine that comes with it. However, other charges can come with hazing depending on the severity of the case. Some severe charges can include assault, battery, manslaughter, and sexual assault. So even if you haze someone and like you just did something lighthearted, it's illegal, but it's just as illegal as like hurting someone or assaulting someone, except like you get charged for hazing and assaulting someone if you hazed someone by hitting them with a baseball bat or something. Examples of hazing in professional sports. Joe Montana, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, used to be notorious for hazing rookies. The story goes that he used to wait until nighttime when everyone was asleep, and he would take the bikes that rookies would ride to training camp and throw them into trees. Another example is LeGarrette Blount, on his first day of practice with the Tennessee Titans, was getting taped up and ready for practice when suddenly some of his new teammates gave him a bucket of Gatorade shower. Tim Tebow, when he first came to the Denver Broncos, was hazed by his teammates and was forced to get a really crazy haircut. Some more examples. In 2012, the Golden State Warriors hazed some of their new players by making them sing and dance in front of people. Draymond Green sang "Lean on Me," and Festus Ezeli sang "I Want It That Way." J.R. Smith of the New York Knicks once forced a new player to wear a ridiculous outfit decorated in hearts and teddy bears on the way back from a trip to the West Coast. And here's a picture of Tim Tebow, how they hazed him with a really crazy haircut. Here's the player on the Knicks when J.R. Smith was there. He hazed, I think that's Chris Copeland. He's wearing a funny outfit there. Another example here. This will work. This is Festus Ezeli singing "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys. Back in 2013, ESPN analyst and former wide receiver in the NFL, Keyshawn Johnson, talked live on TV about the Richie Incognito Jonathan Martin incident. And if you don't know what that is, it's where two linemen players on the Miami Dolphins kind of got into this little legal incident where one of the players, Richie Incognito, was very verbally abusive. He said a lot of like racial slurs and cuss words, and he was just very verbally abusive, and it was all over the media. And he got fined and sent to a different team. It was just a mess. Here's Keyshawn Johnson talking about it. Here's a quote from him. He says, "When you are a rookie, you come into the league, you may have to carry the pads. You may buy some food or take a guy's car out to get washed. Yes, that's just part of it. But anything beyond that is unacceptable." So it's pretty apparent that hazing in professional sports is pretty common. You know, whether if you're like a new player or just a rookie, your new teammates are probably going to do something to mess with you, to welcome you in their own little way. So it's pretty common in professional sports. And except with the one just kind of stipulation, it does have its limitations. As long as you're not crossing the line, usually no one will say anything like being abusive. So you can it's kind of part of the culture and tradition to just kind of mess with the new players. And that's pretty much all I got. Thank you very much.